opportunity to join FFA and compete in both career and leadership development events, which allow me to apply my knowledge to real-life situations and prepares me to compete not just with other FFA chapters, but prepares me to compete on the national stage. I believe in Camden Fairview Schools, and I believe that we are stronger together.
Your name here.
News Talk 92 KBEU Bearden. News Talk for South Arkansas. News Talk 92 KBEU.
ABC News, I'm Inez de la Quatera. The International Atomic Energy Agency says no radioactive material was released after a building on the grounds of Europe's largest nuclear power plant was hit by a Russian projectile. The agency says the building hit was a training center, not part of the reactor. The explosion came as another round of negotiations between Russia and Ukraine did not produce a ceasefire. Today, NATO Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg said,
Russian aggression has created a new normal for European security, where fundamental principles are contested through the use of force.
That was at a meeting of NATO foreign ministers where Secretary of State Antony Blinken said,
We seek no conflict, but if conflict comes to us, we're ready for it, and we will defend every inch of NATO territory.
The UN says more than 1 million refugees have fled Ukraine since the fighting began. UNICEF is warning that about 500,000 of those were children. This is ABC News.
Oil investments involve a high degree of risk, and actual results may vary. Oil keeps going up as the Russia conflict escalates. Get in on the next major oil boom now and help the U.S. with your patriotic investment that can potentially pay you monthly income for up to 20 or more years. That's the sound of a producing oil well and the sound of a smart investment. If you're an SEC accredited investor, you can take advantage of Encore Energy's projects. The U.S. government needs your investment in oil and is allowing you to write off nearly 100% of your investment in the first year. Goldman Sachs is projecting oil to go up to $100 a barrel. Call 800-278-7455. Call now and learn how to deduct 100% of your investment and create 20 or more years of potential monthly income. Call 800-278-7455. You'll be calling directly to the home office of Encore Energy. That's 800-278-7455.
Hello, South Arkansas. I'm Doc Bryce. Let's talk news. Wednesday, March 2nd, a listener sent a message asking about the cloud of smoke over East Camden and the emergency vehicles in the area and 4 planes with red-wing tips circling the area. Radio Works sent word out to city and county officials for answers and got a response from Ouachita County Judge McAdoo. Judge McAdoo said in a text, yes, there is a huge fire in the industrial park area back behind Spectra and the Arkansas Fire Training Academy. He said it appears to be a grass fire and pine trees. McAdoo didn't know much more and referred Radio Works to a contact with Robert with the Arkansas Department of Agriculture's Forestry Division, releasing the following information. Just before 2 p.m. this afternoon, the Calhoun County Sheriff's Office notified the Arkansas Department of Agriculture's Forestry Division office in Calhoun County of a fire behind Spectra in the Highland Industrial Park. A forestry detection plane flew over and shortly estimated the fire at 30 acres and growing rapidly. Crews are still on the scene at this time, and the fire is estimated to be between 200 and 300 acres. Around 15 Forestry Division staff and 8 dozers are fighting the fire. Also, 2 single-engine air tankers, firefighting planes, made 10 water drops in the afternoon in support of ground efforts. As of 6 a.m. Thursday morning, crews were double-checking the fire line and getting final acres. The Calhoun Sheriff's Department is speculating it to be arson. An official press release could be issued later tomorrow. Last week's cell phone video went viral of a fight at Fordyce High School, apparently showing a student choking and throwing another high schooler on the ground. Fordyce School District posted they would be taking an AMI after a threat made to the district from what appears to be a fake Snapchat account, according to the FBI. The ATF also joined in on the investigation. Fordyce posted it'll be having a special school board meeting Thursday at 5:30 p.m. The meeting will go into executive session. Radio Works will be there to get the latest information. I'm Doc Bryce. Go make some news today.
Woo-wee! Mark your calendars for April 8th and 9th. Then, get ready for the greatest show in South Arkansas, the Cowco Rodeo. H&H Rodeo Company is bringing the hungriest bucking broncs and bulls you've ever seen to Hampton. Calf roping, saddle bronc riding, steer wrestling, team roping, barrel racing, and bull riding. They're all on their way to Hampton, April 8th and 9th for this year's Cowco Rodeo. Yeehaw!
That dinner was delicious. What's next?
I'm thinking just the check.
Do you frequently have gas, bloating, diarrhea, stomach pain, or loose oily stools after eating? One or more of these symptoms could be a sign of exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI, and it may be time to talk to your doctor.
If you have EPI, Creon may be right for you. Creon, pancrelipase, is an oral prescription medication that treats EPI. Creon replaces enzymes you may be missing to help you break down food properly.
Creon may increase your chance of fibrosis colonopathy, a rare bowel disorder. Do not chew capsules or contents as this may cause mouth irritation. Tell your doctor if you have unusual or severe stomach pain, bloating, trouble passing stool, nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, worsening of painful swollen joints, or allergic reactions. Other side effects may include changes in blood sugars, gas, dizziness, or sore throat and cough. These are not all the side effects of Creon.
Talk to your doctor about Creon, the #1 prescribed EPI treatment, and visit gocreon.com. That's GOCREON.com. Or call 1-800-633-9110.
Adopt US Kids presents Multiple Choice Parenting.
You've messed up your daughter's haircut. Do you A, get spiritual?
Mom, where's the mirror?
Beauty is within. Oh.
B, find the positives?
Less time blow drying, more time texting?
Or C, show empathy?
Mom, you really don't have to.
Twinsies!
I kinda love it. You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
For more information on adoption, visit adoptuskids.org. A message from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
You took the first step and quit smoking, but even former smokers may still be at risk for lung cancer. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know about a new low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early. It takes only 60 seconds and could save your life. You took the first step, now take the next. Visit SaveByTheScan.org for a simple quiz to see if you're eligible and talk to your doctor about screening. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
South Arkansas weather. Happy Friday, boys and girls. We're expecting sunny skies throughout the day. Temperatures should reach near 79. Winds will be coming out of the southeast at around 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, partly cloudy skies and an overnight low near 55. For Saturday, 30% chance at showers after noon. It'll be partly sunny throughout the day with a high near 77. And Saturday night, 40% chance at rain, mostly cloudy. Overnight low near 61. Out of the Radio Works Weather Center, I'm JJ.
The Morning Mayhem is for entertainment purposes only.
30 seconds. The Morning Mayhem.
DPA script running. Second stage LH2 securing started.
Okay, what in the world was that? That wasn't supposed to happen like that. There we go. It might help if I actually have that button on too. Hang on, man. Let's reset that one there and try that take 2.
We're all in a go status.
T-minus 30 seconds. The Morning Mayhem.
DPA script running. Second stage LH2 securing started.
Ready for launch?
Ready to embark on a national security mission for the United States of America.
News Talk 92.
Range green.
Igniters armed. Rofi ignition.
KBEU.
4, 3, and liftoff.
Standing by to go to the partial thrust.
The Morning Mayhem is on.
As expected.
The Morning Mayhem is for entertainment purposes only.
I think it's time to blow this scene. Get everybody in the stuff together. Okay, 3, 2, 1, let's jam.
And let's jam here on this Friday morning, everybody. Yes, sir, it is Friday. And, of course, it's a free-for-all Friday at that. But we still got stuff to talk about, though. And, of course, the big hot topic is what happened over in Fordyce. And what does modified expulsion mean? We'll talk about that. And, of course, you can chime in as well. You can chime in there on YouTube. We set up the link and everything, so you can go over on the YouTube side. Of course, you can always call it in 837-1045 if you want to remain anonymous and make a comment. 501-313-0944, and that number's up there on the live feed as well. And, of course, we got some other stuff to talk about as well. If we would decide to move on from there, all that more. News Talk 92, KBEU, the news and talk of South Arkansas. News, where are we today? We are here at, there we go. News Talk 92, KBEU, the news, the talk of South Arkansas. It was a very long night last night, I will definitely tell you that. And didn't get much sleep because I had to come up here once I got everything with the audio and stuff. Came up here and just, went through and chopped it all up and everything. Condensed it all down so we got the good juicy parts and everything. So that way we can focus on the meaty parts of the. We were out there for let's see, we got done after 7, so the meeting started at 5:30, and then by the time we got done, it was just after 7, pushing closer to 8, is what it was, and because everything went to executive session. So the way everything's set up now, if you're not familiar with the story, real quick, what happened was one student was seen on a video that went viral in a Fordyce locker room, beating the bejeebies out of another student, and basically choked the other student out. And then from there was stomping on his back, kicking him in the head while he was down, totally unconscious, and could have done more damage to the kid. And from what I've been told by the family, kid's okay physically, but they're just taking other precautions and stuff to make sure that we're up and up, and that he's doing good, and they're just keeping an eye on him for that. So then it came down to well, what do we do about this other kid, man? This other kid that started all this, because then we find out through other videos and stuff that was circulating, this wasn't just a one-time deal. This was more than just an incident where they just, something happened, one irritated the other, and, they had a little bit of fisticuffs. Boys will be boys. Oh, no. Come to find out, there's been a history between these two as far back as November of 2021. And there was another video going around that I saw where it looked like they were in a classroom of some sort, because there was a desk, and then it looked like a couch, and they were in between the two. So student A, which would be the kid who got in trouble for starting everything, and then there's student B, as they labeled them, which would be the victim, there at the school board. So you see in the video where student A, it's viral. I don't know how you would look for it. The way it got to me was somebody actually sent it to me in Messenger. You know what, Capson? Shoot me a message, hit me up on Messenger, on Facebook, and then that way I've got your account thing, and then I could shoot you the video, because that's how I got it. Somebody sent it to me in Messenger, and then it's been going all over Facebook. The thing is, though, is that Facebook's been taking it down, so that's why I'm encouraging the conversation on this side of media, because if social media is going to keep shutting it down as we have this conversation, because there's more to it than just, oh my gosh, look, this kid got, whooped up on. There's more to it than that. There's a bigger discussion about, what can we do to keep stuff like this from happening in the future? And there's some other issues with that as well. We'll get into that a little bit later, though. Anyhow, so you see student A basically just body slam student B on the concrete. And then there was another incident where student A dumped, hand sanitizer on the head of student B. Just a lot of bullying and terrorizing. And you know how kids are, man. I mean, you got to check on your kids, because, when there's something going on like that, a lot of times your kids are going to basically pull back into themselves, and they're just going to be like, how was school today? It's fine. And, they're going to leave it at that. They're not going to say much about it. And that's just how kids are. And I say that because, well, I remember being a kid too. And I remember getting picked on and things like that, and just kind of kept it to myself. My mom saying, how was school today, honey? It was okay, it's fine. I'm going to my room. And then, not talk about it until something really big blows up. And then, it's like, well, how long, and then the parents are in shock and awe. Well, how long has this been going on? Of course, because, the kids didn't say anything about it. So that's why it kind of comes as a surprise. But as parents, teachers need to be more proactive and everything. All right, so we got to the meeting, right? So here's what happened. Now, there was an announcement that was posted on the Fordyce School District's Facebook page that they would have a meeting. They were talking about having it Tuesday, then it got moved to Thursday. So it was at 5:30. Wednesday, they posted that they had gotten a threat Not sure what kind of threat it was. They didn't say on there, but people at the meeting were saying it was like a bomb threat or something. And come to find out, it supposedly came from a fake Snapchat account, so they're not sure where that came from. And, of course, anybody who has any information, pass that forward and everything. Now, some people were speculating, though, that was actually a ploy to keep the meeting from happening, to, kind of distract. But, like I said, that was just pure speculation, but that's what I heard people talking about. So we get in there, and everybody gets settled in. And then we have Jessica Young, who's the president of the Fordyce School District Board of Education. She opens everything up and explains how everything is going to go down.
The purpose of today's hearing is to determine whether or not student A should be expelled pursuant to the recommendation of the Fordyce School District Superintendent. The administration is represented by its attorney, Dean Moore. The student is represented by attorney Jean Bramlett.
Now, hang on, let me interrupt there real quick. Keep in mind, we have attorneys involved now. So if you're wondering, well, what does modified expulsion mean? And how did we get to this? You've got the attorney for, the school district, and then you have the attorney for the family of student A. And did I keep that? No, I did not. Dang it, I had all that written down of all who the key players were. So now you've got the two attorneys in there.
Law provides that the hearing may be held in open or closed session at the discretion of the student's parent or guardian representative. If the hearing is open, anyone, including the press, may be present. If the hearing is closed, only those directly involved in the conduct that led to this recommendation and hearing may be present, such as the student, guardian, representative, administration, attorneys, and the board.
Attorneys.
Do you desire this hearing to be open or closed to the public?
Okay, so this is going to the representative of the family, and the representative is being asked if they would like to have this hearing open or closed. Basically, keep it open as we are right now, or go into executive session to deal with disciplinary issues of the child.
We've requested it be closed.
The hearing procedure will be for the superintendent to make her recommendation, and then the superintendent, with the assistance of the administration's attorney, will set forth the reasons for the recommendation. When that is completed, administration witnesses may be questioned by the student or representative, and then by the board members themselves. This procedure will be followed for each individual witness the administration calls, if any. When the administration's presentation is complete, the student or their representative may go forward with a statement and the statement of others the student intends to call as witnesses on their behalf. Anyone making a statement on behalf of the student may be questioned by the administration's attorney or members of the board.
Now, from what I saw, we had a family there for student B, and then we had representation there for student A. So I didn't see any what looked like family members or the students actually there at the hearing, other than it was just, it looked like it was a deal between the student A's attorney and the attorney for the school district.
Since the law makes no provision for formal cross-examination, any questioning will be done in an informal and conversational manner. At the conclusion of the presentation, the attorneys or representatives may make closing statements with a reply by the administration's attorney. We will now begin the proceedings. The parents of student A and their representative have indicated they have desired a closed hearing. Do we have a motion and a second to enter into executive session for the purpose of conducting a closed student hearing? A motion has been made and seconded. All in favor say aye. Any opposed?
Nay.
Will those persons previously stated please remain inside the room?
So basically, they went ahead and separated us out after that. So those who were involved with the situation stayed in the room. The rest of us went out in the hallway and hung out and, conversed and things like that. So I figure, we've seen the video, right? We've seen faces, we've heard names, and we know the student A and we know the student B, and it's a small town, so it's not like, I wonder whose child that is. Whose child could that be? Goodness gracious, those parents should be just in awe. We know who they are. Now, we're not talking about it, right? We're not calling them out by name on the radio, but they have been called out by name on social media. So it's not like it's a surprise. So, I mean, to go into closed session or executive session to deal with disciplinary issues, it's like, it's no surprise. I mean, we're not trying. Are we really protecting anybody's identity at this point since everybody knows who's who and what's going on? But, I guess, it's the right of the family. And they hired an attorney, and the attorney decided they wanted to have a executive session to deal with disciplinary issues with the minor. So anyhow, throughout the time that we were out in the hallway, so between 5:30, we came back just after 7. So, it was a pretty long executive session. They were going back and forth in one hallway between rooms and stuff, and then the big flat screen TV came out, and they pulled that across the other side of the hallway, and then I guess they watched some videos and things like that and kind of pieced it all together and decided to what to do from there. Normally, the defense attorney is not allowed to speak at the school court. Well, it really wasn't a school court. It was a school board meeting, and you had the attorney for the school district present as well as an attorney present for the family. And so instead of, the family or the parents dealing with it directly, they just had, the attorneys duked it out. So the school board just kind of sat back and let their attorney do their thing. And then, the families kind of sat back and let their attorney do their thing. And then that's how we got to where we were going. All right, I've got to take this break. We'll go ahead and fast forward to where we came out of executive session. And then where Jessica Young, the president of the Fordyce School District Board of Education, comes back and explains what's about to happen next.
Hey, Sean Hannity here for the Knox Company. When the weather gets colder, instances of dangerous carbon monoxide poisoning increase in homes just like yours and mine. A Knox Safety carbon monoxide alarm provides both an audible and a visual warning, protecting those you care most about when the silent killer is present. This holiday season, give the gift of safety, and that's a Knox CO alarm. It lasts 10 years, never needs new batteries. Find Knox CO alarms at Walmart stores. Learn more at knox.com.
There are currently 2 million American spouses and children whose family member was killed or disabled in defense of our country, which is why I founded the Folds of Honor, providing educational scholarships to the families of 1% of the Americans who protect our freedom.
Thank you for supporting the Folds of Honor.
Thank you for supporting the Folds of Honor.
Please join our squadron today. Your $13 a month speaks volumes and changes lives forever.
Good morning, boys and girls. Let's go ahead and check out and see what we're going to feed you for a Friday. Because we got to feed you at least a little bit, right? We're going to start things off in Bearden. For breakfast, it's muffin, fruit, and juice. Lunch in Bearden, barbecue pulled pork and chips, coleslaw, and fruit. Out in Hampton, breakfast is pancake on a stick or a blueberry muffin and graham crackers. You'll get fruit and then milk or juice. Lunch in Hampton, fish sticks for the elementary, fish sandwiches for the high school. French fries, pork and beans, coleslaw, and fruit. Out in Harmony Grove, look like for your Friday. Breakfast is a muffin and fresh fruit. Lunch is going to be chili Frito pie with cheese. Oh, I love it. Raw carrots, steamed broccoli, because that goes real good with Frito chili pie. Chilled pears, and fresh fruit. Tell you what, the alternative today is a burger and fries. All right? Go with the alternative. Can Fairview pre-K breakfast look like it's going to be a blueberry muffin, fruit assortment, and milk? K through 5, blueberry muffin, fruit assortment, orange juice, apple juice, and milk. And middle and high school, your choice. Pop-Tarts, cereal, blueberry muffin, breakfast pizza, fruit assortment, orange juice, apple juice, and milk. Pre-K lunch. Chicken pot pie, fresh broccoli, diced pears, and cold milk. That sounds good. K through 5, chicken pot pie, fresh broccoli, cucumber tomato salad, fruit assortment, diced pears, and milk. And for the middle and high school, it's either a chicken pot pie or a large chef salad, crackers, fresh broccoli, cucumber tomato salad, fruit assortment, diced pears, and milk. With your menus, I'm JJ.
News Talk 92 KBEU, the news and talk of South Arkansas. Coming out of the bottom of the 6th there, 39 degrees outside right now, high of 77 today. If you're just tuning in, we're catching up on what happened last night at the Fordyce School Board meeting and what to do with the situation there that showed up on social media that, two boys are fighting in the locker room and stuff, and come to find out that there's, a little bit more to this than just the one video. So we were playing audio from Jessica Young, the president of the Fordyce School District Board of Education's opening statements and everything, and setting us up of how we got into executive session and what this means, and then we introduced the two attorneys. For the one for the school board and then the other one for the family. And then we, from after 5:30 up to about, I want to say 7:05 or so, we were out in the hallway for a pretty good time. And, and for some people out there, that was pretty hard, too, because they were having to stand the entire time. There were like 2 chairs to be able to sit in the hallway. Other than that, everybody else had to stand. So we finally come back. Jessica Young, the president of the Fordyce School District Board of Education, comes back and explains, what we're about to do, and that we need to bring the meeting out of executive session. So, of course, you got to vote on that. And then once we're out of executive session, what's going to happen? Now, keep in mind, because we're dealing with a minor, though, it's very limited, and because it's closed session or executive session, they're very limited about what they can say happened with the proceedings and disciplinary, or, how they came to that. And unless the family wants to be public about that, then that's on them. Other than that, though, if the family wants to remain quiet about that, there's not much that, the hands are basically tied to the school board. So let's get into, we come back into the room.
Before we vote, I would like to remind everyone that due to federal law, student discipline issues are confidential. The details regarding such discipline may only be disclosed if the parent have requested an open hearing. I will entertain a motion regarding the superintendent's modified recommendation.
Modified. So we're going to modify this. We'll get into what that means, because I was curious too, but somebody else explained. Now, the board did not explain or go into detail what modified meant.
I make a motion that the school board for the Fordyce School District sustains the superintendent's modified recommendation to expel student A.
I second the motion. Motion has been made and second. All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed?
So there you go with that. Then we get Superintendent Dr. Judy Hubble and talked with her after the decision was made and everything. So they expelled student A. It was a modified expulsion, and everybody's kind of scratching their head trying to figure out what, because everybody seems to understand what expulsion means. Expulsion means he's done. That's it. Sorry, you blew it. You're out until next year. And so that means basically he just sits at home and does whatever until the new school year starts, and then you come back. But usually you got to end up repeating that grade. When I was in school back in the 80s, I mean, that's what it meant too. If you were lucky enough and were able to, if you weren't too far behind, you could catch up with summer school and maybe get to go on to the next grade. But if you were too far behind, maybe use some summer school to try and get caught up as much as you can. But you still had summer school as an option to help you out a little bit. This one, though, from what I'm being told, modified expulsion means basically you're expelled from school, not allowed on campus, no school activities or anything like that. Don't get to join in any reindeer games, none of that stuff. And you get to come back next year and try again. However, with the modified, what I'm being told, now, I mean, if anybody knows anything different, please correct me on this. But from what I'm being told, the modified means that the child has the ability to be able to continue their education and continue their courses and studies through the year so they don't get behind. They're just not allowed on campus or allowed to participate in any extracurricular activities, is what that basically comes down to, is what I understand. Now, like I said, if that's not the case, somebody knows a little bit different, please, chime in there. Oh, and by the way, the whole reason why we're on YouTube, I shared a post. I got banned for streaming live for the next 20 days on Facebook, so we moved everything over here to YouTube. And while we're over here on YouTube, if you could, please just smash that like button. And if you could, hit that subscribe and notification bell, so that way when we do go live in the morning, that you'll get that notification that we are live. We don't just, sit there and throw videos out all throughout the day. We just do the morning show here. And that way you'll get that notification that we are live. And, of course, if you can't join us over on the streams, you can always catch us on the app. You can just go to yesradioworks.com and download the app that you need for your iPhone or Android, or, go to your favorite app store and get it that way. So there's different ways of doing that. I know that we've got some new people here joining us this morning that we normally don't get over on the Facebook Live side, because, this is a pretty big story. So, I see we're getting some new people in here that we have not met before. And that's all right, man. Welcome, and thanks for joining us. All right, so we ended up talking with Dr. Hubble. She's a superintendent, and was hanging out there with Fox 16, and their correspondent or field reporter, Jessica. Her and I kind of shot questions back and forth. And so, kind of like tag teamed, if you will. So Jessica was asking, after this video came out and everything, what was the school district's first reaction as far as disciplinary action goes. And here's what Dr. Hubble had to say.
Well, of course, we were horrified. We did not know this fight had occurred until it was on the social media and it went viral. There are several stages in the expulsion process. And as you know, it's federal law that student disciplinary issues must remain private. I can't tell you any of the details. Suspension is the first step. When kids let's use a fight, for instance. If kids have a fight, first thing you want to do is make sure they get due process. Both of them must have due process. And it takes a while to bring an expulsion hearing to fruition, because you have to get a certified letter to the parents. You must give them a few days to line up legal counsel or whatever if they need that. It's not a speedy process necessarily, but generally we can get from the beginning of it to the end within 10 days. I think some people mistakenly believe that because a student might be suspended, that's the end of it, but that's not necessarily the case. That's just a step in the process.
So there's the steps in the process and everything of how this works out, as she's explaining how we got to that meeting, and then, of course, attorneys being involved. So, been a lot of questions and stuff from parents and people in the community about both students in this case being suspended. Now, remember, in the beginning, both of them got suspended, and the community just became outraged, that, especially after watching the video. It was very clear that student B did everything they couldn't within their power to be able to avoid the situation and de-escalate. But student A kept provoking, and then, of course, was being aggressive, and then eventually just came in after several light attempts to get student B to react. Finally just came in full swing and attacked student B. So the answer to that from Dr. Hubble is?
Well, I can't really tell you if that's true or false without saying something I should not say.
So that was the response we got for that. And then, of course, a little explanation here about the district's policy on bullying and how seriously is that taken. And here's Dr. Hubble's response.
We take it very seriously. In fact, I was in communication with the director of the Martin Luther King Commission this afternoon on the phone. They're going to come down and do some anti-bullying programs for us, and we're excited to have that opportunity, and we welcome them to come and work with our students.
Now, there was, this is what I was supposed to go to last night, was I was going to go to the Harmony Grove thing that they had going on, and it was a little bullying course over there, and they'd done it all throughout the day, and then they had one later in the evening for the parents and the students to be able to come and rejoin. And really wanted to focus on that because that was more about, education on bullying. Whereas instead, this hearing got moved from Tuesday to Thursday night, and so ended up having to go to Fordyce and deal with a real bullying issue and what we're going to do about this. So anyhow, back to this, though. The question was, what actions now does the staff take from this as far as noticing these types of things long before they get onto social media?
Right. Well, of course, supervision is very important. A boys' locker room is there are some privacy issues there. The kids don't really want adults in there watching them dress and undress. But we have had some meetings with the athletic staff, to prevent this from happening in the future. We've taken some proactive measures.
Is there supposed to be someone?
Well, hang on there. So we've taken some proactive measures and stuff to keep this from happening in the future. Now, the question was, is there supposed to be somebody like nearby the locker room or, are the kids just in there by themselves? And Dr. Hubble responds with,
well, there's always someone nearby. I don't know what really happened that day. Our investigation is not over. It's ongoing. And it may take a while, but we want to do a thorough investigation, and we want to address all those needs.
And it seems like even we had a situation, just in a quick comparison over at Camden Fairview, where there was a fight that broke out that escalated into something much bigger. But faculty wasn't around and there either to break that up, and that went bad as well. So now we have another situation here where, it seems to be... Well, when we see these videos, I would say it seems to be commonplace that there's not an adult or faculty around because there's plenty of time for these students to be able to get plenty of video and the students to be able to do damage to each other just enough to where it's finally out on social media. And obviously a lot of time has gone by before anybody even got involved. Or a lot of times you see in the video, no adult ever shows up until, way after the fact, and then that's a completely different video. So anyhow, I was asking that I talked with the guardians of Student B, and come to find out, because I noticed in the video there was, I got to take a break. We're hitting bottom of the... We already hit bottom of the 6 here. Anyhow, I'll go ahead and set this up here real quick. The deal was, I was asking because I talked with the guardian, and if you watch the video, Student B says, I'm not in the mood for this, to mess with you right now. And then Student A says, you're never in the mood for this. And which kind of tipped me off right there that this sounds like they have a past together. This is not just the first altercation. So I asked the guardian of Student B if there has been some altercations in the past and what that was, and was anything done about those? Was the school notified? And these were questions that I ended up asking Dr. Hubble, and to get her response from that. But first, let me go ahead and take this break. I'm late, 8 minutes late on this one here. We'll get back and we'll get into that answer right after this.
It's time to check the Radio Works South Arkansas Community Bulletin Board.
The Good Home Baptist Church, located at 4364 Highway 7 in Luann, will be celebrating the 22nd anniversary of Pastor Billy Ray Hunter and his wife on March 6th at 11 a.m. The guest church will be the new Mount Union Baptist Church of Junction City, where Doug Marsh is the pastor. Feel free to come out and celebrate. Masks are required.
Mark your calendars for April 8th and 9th. Then get ready for the greatest show in South Arkansas, the Camden Rodeo. H&H Rodeo Company is bringing the orneriest bucking broncs and bulls you've ever seen to Hampton. Calf roping, saddle bronc riding, steer wrestling, team roping, barrel racing, and bull riding. They're all on their way to Hampton, April 8th and 9th for this year's Camden Rodeo. Yeehaw!
Times of transition, whether from a sad event or a joyful one, can leave us feeling adrift. Social connections are an important part of a healthy life. Being isolated and lonely can be harmful to your health. It can lead to high blood pressure, a greater risk of heart disease, and early onset dementia. So it's important to build and maintain connections to people, not just in your family, but others whose relationships bring meaning to your life. Trying a new hobby, volunteering, exercising, even using your phone or other device to stay in touch with others. All these can be great ways to keep up your social connections and your physical and mental well-being. Visit connecttoeffect.org to see if you're at risk of social isolation and find ways to get connected. This message is brought to you by United Healthcare and AARP Foundation.
From ABC Sports, this is Rich Cantu. The return of Kevin Durant still wasn't enough for the Nets to snap out of their slump against the Eastern Conference's top team.
5 to shoot. Down low, Adebayo. Roll to the rim. Tough shot off the window and good for Adebayo.
The call on WFAN, Bam Adebayo paced the Heat with a double-double, 30 points, 11 rebounds. Miami bounced back from a last-second loss against the Bucks to dispatch the Nets 113-107. Durant finished with 31 points after missing the last 21 games with a knee injury. Luka Doncic and the Mavericks pulled off an encore performance against the Warriors.
Luka on the move, crossing over, got Thompson on skates and hits the three.
On KEGL, Doncic led all scorers with 41 points, while Spencer Dinwiddie added 17. Despite blowing a 17-point lead, Dallas used a late fourth-quarter run to close out their second win over Golden State in 5 days, 122-113. This is ABC Sports.
Now an important message from Exergen. A critical new FDA study proves that the widely used non-contact thermometers are not accurate and have high probabilities for false negative readings. New COVID strands are on the rise, and non-contact manufacturers are being irresponsible at a time when accuracy matters most. Accurate temperature measurements are essential. Don't wait. Switch to Exergen because they are accurate and backed by over 100 clinical studies. Be sure, be accurate with Exergen. Learn more at Exergen.com.
South Arkansas weather. Happy Friday, boys and girls. We're expecting sunny skies throughout the day. Temperatures should reach near 79. Winds will be coming out of the southeast at around 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, partly cloudy skies and an overnight low near 55. For Saturday, 30% chance at showers afternoon. It'll be partly sunny throughout the day with a high near 77. Then Saturday night, 40% chance at rain, mostly cloudy. Overnight low near 61. Out of the Radio Works Weather Center, I'm JJ.
News Talk 92 KBEU, the news and talk of South Arkansas. And let's see, we're coming up close to the top of the hour there. I got 17 minutes, 27 seconds to be precise as we are getting up there. If you're watching on the stream, that's delayed, so that's not going to be precise. As soon as you hear that and you look at your watch and you're like, that's not right. Well, of course not, because I think it's a 17-second delay, if not more. All right, let's get back into this thing. We were talking with the superintendent about the outcome of this and what that means and everything. And modified expulsion is what we're looking at. And so just before we took the break, I was setting up the question where I was talking about where I had spoke with the parent or the student B's guardians and, talking about this. There's a history between these two with what we saw where the one student was student A body slams student B on a concrete in a different room, and then had hand sanitizer dumped on his head, and then we've got the one with the locker room. So we've got steps that have brought us up to this, and now finally we're taking action. So it's like, well, how much aggression do we need before, we finally get involved in something like this? And, this is what Dr. Hubble said.
I spoke with the coach this morning, and he told me that the athletic staff had handled the discipline on that first altercation. Often coaches will do that, but I have instructed him that from now on he needs to report to the administration.
So supposedly in the past, by what she's saying, is that, typically the coaches would take care of that in this situation where the coach was involved with that. So they would take care of it and they would consider it done. Whereas Dr. Hubble's saying, no, now in the future is what you're going to do. Yes, do what you do, but the next step that you need to do is take and report that to the administration so that way that is duly noted. and then the administration can go from there. So instead of it just, getting to the point to where it did with this viral video, and then the administration is a surprise, and then they're trying to figure out, well, how did we get here? Well, now, according to Dr. Hubble, what she's saying is that the coaches and teachers are supposed to get it dealt with and then make a report to the administration to make sure that they are aware of that. And I asked her, I said, so this is going to be a continued practice into the future?
Yes, absolutely. Mm-hmm. We don't tolerate bullying. We don't want bullying. Sometimes it just happens, but we have dealt with this from start to finish, and I'm looking forward to the Martin Luther King Commission coming down and working with our kids. I was happy to be able to reach out to them. And again, I can't tell you a lot of this because it's a confidentiality issue.
So, trying to work around, dealing with minors and what you can and can't say. So, when it comes to all this, most schools, pretty much all schools have some kind of zero tolerance for bullying, right? So the thing is, though, is the way I see it, it basically just gives an invitation for bullies, because bullies don't really, obey the rules because, well, that's why they're bullies. If they did obey the rules, they wouldn't be bullying, right? So it basically just says, you know what, we can go after the good kids because good kids are going to follow the rules and we're not. So that leaves it to where the students who do get bullied, they've got to figure out some way how to manage and cope with this. And, how do they make it stop? So I was asking her, what is the school doing about this? What, other than just saying that we have a zero tolerance for bullying, well, what beyond that do you have to help kids cope who do get bullied?
We have excellent counselors in the school district, and they work with kids. As you know, kids at junior high and high school would rather die than tattle. And there's lots of peer pressure and things like that involved. I wish one of the kids would have come and gotten someone. I don't know why they didn't, but they didn't.
Now, that's where I was saying earlier in the show where, when it comes to kids, parents, you got to be proactive. I mean, when you ask them, hey, honey, how was your day? And they're like, fine, whatever, I'm going to my room. That, you can't just say, okay, and then leave it at that. You need to become, like a little investigative reporter, ask questions and see where those questions lead into, and ask other questions that hopefully can spill some. Because it's like she's saying, kids, they don't want to talk about it. And they're either because they're scared or, they've already dealt with enough damage for the day dealing with that and don't want to relive the day. They're home now. A big difference is, too, parents, why you need to be proactive. If you think about it, when we were that age, our bullies were on a time clock. You punched in, you punched out. Pardon the pun. But between, regular school hours, that's when our bullies were on the clock. And then when school was over, they were off the clock. And so that means that, we went home, we were away from them, and you got a little time to decompress, think about the day, and figure out what you're going to do about tomorrow. Whereas today, and you got weekends off too. Whereas today, our kids are now exposed to their bullies 24/7. So they can not only access them at school, they can access them through text, they can access them through social media, and keep that constant contact all throughout the day from sun up till sundown. So it was asked the incident between the two students. What can you say or do? Feel like a disciplinary action has been taken before. Is any disciplinary action taken before any of this was enough? And of course, we're limited on what we can say.
Well, again, I cannot comment on student discipline with you. I can't tell you what we've done before or what we're going to do. I can't tell you what the board did tonight. There's just so much of that where my hands are tied. I can't tell you the stuff.
So that's pretty much where we ended with that, and definitely appreciate Dr. Hubble talking with us and giving us some insight and everything on that. So that's where we're at. That's what it all boils down to, is now we are at a modified expulsion. So from what I understand, unless, and please, somebody correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm going based off what somebody else said. Because the school board did not go into detail what that meant. They just said that they're modifying the superintendent's decision, and they voted to sustain that, and they did. And so the final answer was to have modified expulsion. And so a lot of people are just like, well, what does that mean? What happened? Did we get what we wanted? Did we win? And a lot of people were confused by that. So let's see. I've got 10 minutes left. I ended up talking with Reverend Wanda Andrews out in the parking lot. And, because I heard a lot of discussion out in the parking lot. And people just did not seem to be satisfied with the way this thing went down. Because it's like, the whole thing was that, one, it was unjust that Student B was suspended. Student B should have never been suspended. Well, it's in the Fordyce handbook from what I saw online that a student who is provoked, attacked, or anything like that, if it is proven that they were in defense, that they would not be suspended, but the attacker would. And so a lot of people were upset about that. It's like, well, if this is your policy, then why did you just go ahead and suspend both of them? But they did reinstate Student B. Student B is back in school, from what I understand. And then the decision was, well, the Student A was still suspended. What are we going to do from there? We got the expulsion, but now it's modified expulsion. And the discussion out in the parking lot was no, we did not get the justice we wanted. And we are not satisfied for the evening, and here's how that went down.
Tonight, I heard what she said, a modified expulsion. What does that mean? I pulled the handbook, I dissected everything in that handbook, and even the rumors about we couldn't even come, they were sending out rumors saying we couldn't come to the board meeting because it was going to be closed, and I said that's not true, because the handbook doesn't say that. So we kind of spread that word around, but here's the deal. Even when the superintendent got on the news and said they were not aware of that video, they were aware because they had called people and asked them not to show the video. Don't let the video get out. It's going to look bad on the school. And it got out, and they were not anticipating that video to get out. They didn't want it to get out. They don't want to deal with the truth. And the things that I've seen when I was here, it's just injustice for, some students get a harsher sentence than others, and then others, it's a black and white issue. And if the whites get it, they get a simple issue. There's incidents back to when one of the faculty's sons had a gun. They covered it up. He did not get sent home. So it goes back. Some kids they expel, and then they still let them do ALE lessons, which is not supposed to be. So it's just the sentences that are being passed down. It's not fair to all the students. It's just not fair. And this incident with the bullying has gone on before, and it's kind of covered up. And they were going to cover this up, but that video told the story.
Now, that was Reverend Wanda Andrews, and she said that she has been a former faculty member of Fordyce School District. So she says that she has seen some things, though, and that's in her words. And so I just kind of got her to interject with, how does the community feel about the outcome? What do y'all think? Are y'all satisfied with that? Obviously, no. And she was saying that this is the first step. This is the first step of many steps to come. And, of course, would not divulge what that meant, but they do have some things ready to move forward with. And I asked her that, if y'all do, could you please keep me in the loop? Because, that way if y'all are doing anything with going after the school board or anything like stuff like that, just, let me know and see if, we can get you some coverage and stuff because, it's a community event. And this really impacts the community. Now, I know a lot of people were asking me, too. They were like, well, this is Camden, why are you talking about Fordyce and stuff? Well, the thing is a lot of Camden people actually went to Fordyce to go attend this meeting. And so I figure, if a bunch of Camden people are going, well, that does make it a local conversation. to have back here, because those people who went to that meeting from Camden are now here back in Camden. And I did see a few recognizable faces and talked with them while we were standing out in the hallway waiting for to be called back in after the executive session. And so we were conversing and everything. And then from there, it's just, we just waited. But the thing is, though, here's what it comes down to. Even though this happened at Fordyce, we're here in Camden. We're talking about this. You've got one side of the community that feels that justice was not served. Then you've got another side of the community that feels that, okay, we've dealt with it, so we should have satisfied the call to action, and we've done that, so that we're good, right? Everybody good? Okay, we're good. And now we've got two sides that of the story. My point is it's not so much about a regional thing, whether it be Camden, Fordyce, Bearden, Harmony Grove, Camden, Fairview. The thing is I see that and I think, I look at that, and at first I thought, that's me. Because I remember, getting bullied in PE class and things like that, getting cornered in the locker room and stuff, and altercations. And I even took a tennis racket to the head. In fact, the dent is still there to this day. There's a divot in my skull where I'm not going to tell you what I did to deserve that, because I will be honest with you now. As a child, I told everybody I didn't do anything. He hit me in the head with the tennis racket. No, I provoked him. I did. I said some inappropriate things because I was mad because he kept pushing me around. And he was bigger than me. And so I used my words, and those words got me to where I woke up in the nurse's office, staring up at the ceiling, not understanding what happened. But I took a tennis racket to the forehead because we were learning tennis that day, and I probably should have chose my words better considering we were all holding weapons. But anyhow, I got knocked unconscious. So, I see that kid laying there on the floor, and I'm thinking, dude, that's me. Other parents are looking at that. And they're thinking, that could be my kid. And something needs to be done about it. And not only that, though, this is the seedings, if you will, to where students who don't know how to cope with this, don't say anything about this, bottle this all up inside them. And then all of a sudden, one day, that tension breaks and bad things happen. And then all of a sudden, inside that child, it explodes. And then next thing you know, we're seeing breaking news where, there's an active shooter in a school building. And we don't understand, oh my God. And you know what we ask? Where did that child get that gun? We need to keep guns out of the hands of children. We don't ever ask about what led up to this. And what could we have done to avoid this? It's like flooding the town. The village got flooded, and we're all like surprised that the village was flooded when we all knew the dam had a hole in it. We just didn't do anything about it. Now that the town's flooded and underwater, it's like, maybe we should fix the dam. Maybe we should have fixed the dam before it broke, because that's where the source of the problem is, not the aftermath. So, when you see a video like that and you think to yourself, that was me, like I did, or you think to yourself, that could be my child. And you think to yourself, oh my gosh, I can't believe this stuff is happening in school. This is stuff that's happening that we don't see, that goes undetected, that these kids are not talking about. So that's why parents, you need to be proactive when it comes to talking to your kid and being that investigator. So, when you ask them, how was your day? It's fine, whatever, shut up, and they go off to their room. You can't just accept it that way. He said his day was fine. You can't just accept that one answer. You've got to poke, you got to prod, you got to dig. Because if you don't, things like this can escalate, and then next thing you know, you're trying to figure out why your kid is on the 5 o'clock news shooting up to school. Because that's where these things start. So if we take care of it from the very beginning and break that cycle so we don't have the 5 o'clock news break headline, that's how we do it. And if we seal the dam before it breaks, the town never floods. But that's the mentality that we put into this, is once everything's flooded and wet and underwater, then we realize, I wonder how this happened. No, we just figured that, we need to we can't believe the town flooded. Why would such a thing ever happen? Because we don't deal with it from the source. We always deal with it as the end result. So these types of things that we see on the videos can escalate and be more dangerous than what we saw in this one. Luckily, thank God, that it did not turn out to be worse for student B. He got bruised up pretty good. He did. He his clothes got torn. His ego got dented up some, and of course he had some physical bruises and things like that. But he'll heal. But that's the good part. At least that's the best of what came out of this. The worst of it could have been, the kid get head trauma out of this, being kicked in the head, unconscious. Concussion could have came out of this. His neck could have been broken from the chokeout. All kinds of bad things could have happened from this, as bad as death. And then now we're having a completely different conversation. But we need to nip this in the bud while we can and before these things get that bad. So got to have that talk, parents, with those kids, with our kids, and be the investigator. All right, it's top of the hour. ABC News up next. News Talk 92, KBEU.
The effects are dramatic. According to research, it affects nearly half of the American population on a regular basis, and 75% of people know about the newest trend: podcasts. By listening to podcasts, a person might increase their understanding, learn something new, or laugh uncontrollably. Local media has begun to participate in podcasting and has a variety of shows for every listener. No matter your interest, there's a podcast for you. The Washita podcasts include great shows such as The Roundtable, The Washita Chronicles, Trivia Tracks, Morning Mayhem, The Washita Bushcraft and Survival Show, Uncle John's Remember When, and Regrettable. Entertaining and informing listeners is always the goal. The Washita Podcasts, streaming on your favorite podcast platform. Follow on Facebook and Instagram, or go to thewashitapodcasts.com for a full list of shows.
News Talk 92, KBEU Beer Den.
I'm sorry, can you clarify that last sentence for me?
That means the news and talk of South Arkansas on News Talk 92, KBEU.
ABC News, I'm Em Nguyen. The International Atomic Energy Agency says the fire is out after a Ukrainian nuclear power plant was shelled by Russian forces and that no radioactive material was released. ABC's Aaron Katursky has the latest from Lviv in western Ukraine.
This is the first war where a nuclear facility has really been caught in the crossfire. So there were some very tense moments overnight before the International Atomic Energy Agency said there had not been any evidence of heightened radiation, but it has the president here, Zelensky, warning that Russia wants to cause an explosion bigger than Chernobyl. So there's real fear of that.
The war continues to fuel a historic number of refugees. The UN said more than 1 million people have left Ukraine. About half have gone to Poland. UNICEF says over 500,000 are children. Ukrainian officials met with a Russian contingent in Belarus Thursday for their second round of talks, but the sides didn't agree to any deal. This is ABC News.
Moments like making my kids my famous meatballs mean a lot to me. But after being diagnosed with metastatic breast cancer, or MBC, which is breast cancer that has spread to other parts of the body, they mean even more. I take Ibrance, palbociclib.
Ibrance 125 milligram tablets with an aromatase inhibitor is for postmenopausal women or for men with HR-positive, HER2-negative MBC as the first hormonal-based therapy. Ask your doctor about Ibrance and visit Ibrance.com. Ibrance may cause low white blood cell counts that may lead to serious infections. Ibrance may cause severe inflammation of the lungs. Both of these can lead to death. Tell your doctor right away if you have new or worsening symptoms, including trouble breathing, shortness of breath, cough, or chest pain. Before taking Ibrance, tell your doctor if you have fever, chills, or other signs of infection, liver or kidney problems, are or plan to become pregnant, or are breastfeeding. Common side effects include low red blood cell and low platelet counts, infections, tiredness, nausea, sore mouth, abnormalities in liver blood tests, diarrhea, hair thinning or loss, vomiting, rash, and loss of appetite.
Hello, South Arkansas. I'm Doc Bryce. Let's talk news. Wednesday, March 2nd, a listener sent a message asking about the cloud of smoke over East Camden and the emergency vehicles in the area and 4 planes with red-winged tips circling the area. Radio Works sent word out to city and county officials for answers and got a response from Washita County Judge McAdoo. Judge McAdoo said in a text, yes, there is a huge fire in the industrial park area back behind Spectra and the Arkansas Fire Training Academy. He said it appears to be a grass fire and pine trees. McAdoo didn't know much more and referred Radio Works to a contact with Robert with the Arkansas Department of Agriculture's Forestry Division, releasing the following information. Just before 2 p.m. this afternoon, the Calhoun County Sheriff's Office notified the Arkansas Department of Agriculture's Forestry Division office in Calhoun County of a fire behind Spectra in the Highland Industrial Park. A forestry detection plane flew over and shortly estimated the fire at 30 acres and growing rapidly. Crews are still on the scene at this time, and the fire is estimated to be between 200 and 300 acres. Around 15 Forestry Division staff and 8 dozers are fighting the fire. Also, 2 single-engine air tankers, firefighting planes, made 10 water drops in the afternoon in support of ground efforts. As of 6 a.m. Thursday morning, crews were double-checking the fire line and getting final acres. The Calhoun Sheriff's Department is speculating it to be arson. An official press release could be issued later tomorrow. Last week's cell phone video went viral of a fight at Fordyce High School, apparently showing a student choking and throwing another high schooler on the ground. Fordyce School District posted they would be taking an AMI after a threat made to the district from what appears to be a fake Snapchat account, according to the FBI. The ATF also joined in on the investigation. Fordyce posted it'll be having a special school board meeting Thursday at 5:30 p.m. The meeting will go into executive session. Radio Works will be there to get the latest information. I'm Doc Bryce. Go make some news today.
South Arkansas weather. Happy Friday, boys and girls. We're expecting sunny skies throughout the day. Temperatures should reach near 79. Winds will be coming out of the southeast at around 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, partly cloudy skies and an overnight low near 55. For Saturday, 30% chance at showers afternoon. It'll be partly sunny throughout the day with a high near 77. And Saturday night, 40% chance at rain, mostly cloudy, overnight low near 61. Out of the Radio Works Weather Center, I'm JJ.
The Morning Mayhem is for entertainment purposes only. News Talk 92 KBEU, the news and talk of South Arkansas. Yeah. Coming into the 7 o'clock hour, 39 degrees outside right now. We're going to see a high of 77. Got the round table coming up at 7:20. Carrie Weatherford, I think, will be in the studio to talk about your Arkansas agricultural stuff and things. You know, it is getting into that time of the year. We are in March, and, of course, the daffodils are blooming. So daffodils are out there blooming right now. Got the Daffodil Festival coming up weekend after this weekend. It'll be a little short mini Daffodil Festival, but hey, at least we're having one since COVID started up and everything. And then it's also that time of year where you start looking at possibly planting certain things. I don't know if it's too late to plant flowers and things like that. Maybe if they're already budded and you're just going to, stick them in a hole in the ground as is. Anyhow, man, we spent the last hour talking about what was going on in Fordyce and everything and bullying and what that means. And Harmony Grove did a program yesterday for the kids throughout the day, and then did a special one for the kids and the parents after 5. Really, 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 really wanted to attend that, because I wanted to sit in and see what it was all about and report back to you maybe some talking points, tips and tricks and things like that, little bully hacks, if you will. And did not get to attend that because I had to go to Fordyce to deal with disciplinary actions and things with bullying over there. So another one comes up, video posted on social media, and it appears to show students in a small Arkansas town bullying another student using the name of a civil rights pioneer, which is now going into an investigation. So in this video, you've got the 7th grader, Alyssa Shaw. She's biracial, and she goes to Lonoke medical school. Boy, wouldn't that be I'm only in 7th grade. I'm going to medical school. No way. Yes. I'm the next Doogie Howser. Anyhow, middle school. And it's seen that she's getting on the bus here in this video right after a basketball practice. And students start to chant Rosa Parks. You know, the name of the civil rights icon who refused to give up her bus seat to a white man in 1950. I can't believe it was 55. Actually, I thought it was 60s. I actually thought that was in the 60s. But yeah, it was in 55. Anyhow, the video sparked an investigation conducted by the school district and the police department out there in Lonoke. So Alyssa claims that students shouted Rosa Parks, Black Lives Matter, come to the back of the bus. Now you're thinking at first, like, Well, I mean, maybe that's kind of like an honor thing, you call out Rosa Parks, for what she stood for and everything. Maybe that's symbolic to something. Black Lives Matter. You're probably thinking, oh, that's not a bad thing. And then when they start saying, come to the back of the bus, you have no rights. Then that kind of changes everything there about Rosa Parks, chanting Rosa Parks and saying Black Lives Matter. So now it's more of a, not satire. What am I looking for? Not cynical. Shoot. The word just escaped my mind. Oh, it's too early in the morning and not enough coffee. But anyhow, derogatory. There we go. Now it's become more derogatory because of the connotation and the meaning behind what we mean by using those words, which should be positive words, right? So anyhow, the video shows students chanting this. Alyssa, who's 13, said bullying didn't stop when she got off the bus either. She said when she got off the bus, 2 boys came behind her. And a friend asked, why didn't I go to the back of the bus? And the friend said, we had a seat reserved for you, Miss Rosa Parks. Get it? We called you Rosa Parks. Okay. So anyhow, and that's a friend, really? My friend came and asked me why I didn't go to the back of the bus. And the friend saying, quote, we reserved a seat for you there, Miss Rosa Parks. Well, they didn't add the he in there. I did. Just some friend, really? So Alyssa said her first encounter with racism came back in October when a student told her straight up, I hate black people. And don't sit there and isolate that. That's why I used it with a stupid voice. So I hate black people. That's what the student said. I don't want somebody isolating and go, Doc Bryce said he hates black people. On the radio, he did. Look, I got it right here. 3-second clip, and then next thing I know, I got people out here picketing in front of the radio station. Doc Bryce don't like black people. No. So don't take that out of context and don't have fun with it. You can try and have fun with it. I'm just saying, but it ain't going to work. So anyhow, she was caught off guard by that, had multiple classmates involved in this buzz chant. So, Alyssa's mom, Becky Burris, I think is how you say that. She said, I don't think they handled it well at all, and you can see where it escalated to 4 months later. 4 months. Now, remember where I was asking Miss, oh, shoot, don't tell me I'm having another brain fart here real quick. Dr. Hubble, about, these things that had happened and that led up to this viral video. Once again, the viral video escalated to 4 months later. So we have these things that are going on. As Dr. Hubble said, sometimes the kids don't talk. If the kids don't talk, the administration doesn't know. With their policy now, if administration sees something, faculty, coaches, teachers age, whatever, they're supposed to deal with the situation and then report that to the administration and get that on file. So that was their change there. So, yeah, something that's leading into 4 months later that a student is having to deal with this. So the superintendent over there at Lonoke, Steve Ross, said the district is close to finishing an investigation on the bus, and then we'll release a statement. And said in part, those students whose behaviors and actions constituted bullying will be held accountable for their actions. In no way, shape, or form is bullying of any kind to be tolerated. We keep hearing that, but, bullies don't seem to respect the message. I'm not going to say they're not getting the message. They got the message. They're just not going to respect that message. So anyhow, Burris, Alyssa's mom, said she went to the police department, so maybe they can understand that we're all people. Doesn't matter, the color of your skin. By the way, just so you know, Alyssa's mom, she's white. I didn't know if that was important to the story, but I figured we might want to throw that in there since we can't. It's not TV. You can't see her. But Alyssa, beautiful child, 7th grader, and obviously a mixed child. Beautiful child though, and being bullied. There it is. I figured it out. That's why she's being bullied. Because she's prettier than them. You know how ugly people can get. They don't like pretty people. Pretty people make them feel even uglier. And then they say ugly words, and they have ugly feelings, and then they're all ugly on the inside, and that ugliness just kind of spews out. So much ugliness inside them that eventually that ugliness has to go somewhere. And then it's all over everybody who's pretty. That's what it is. She's a pretty girl. And these ugly people are jealous. That's what it comes down to. I bet you. Anyhow, Alyssa said she is speaking out because she wants people to know that it's not okay and it should not happen again. So she plans to finish out her third quarter of the school year at Lonoke Co before transferring at the start of the final quarter, saying that it's not to give students that were involved any satisfaction. So, it's not just isolated to Fordyce. It's not isolated to Harmony Grove or Camden, Fairview, Bearden, any of our other schools around here. It's something that we've got to get a hold of and control of, and it really messes these kids up. I mean, think about it, man. Back when you were a kid and if you got bullied and stuff like that, I mean, how'd that mess up your day? And not only does it mess with you physically, especially if you're getting the crap beat out of you, it hurts. But at the same time, though, think about yourself mentally. How you felt when you knew that you had to go to school, and that feeling that came over you, man, that just just sucked away any empowering thing that you had inside you, your confidence, and just made you want to just hide and stay curled up in bed in the dark and not even face anything. It really gets in your head, man. It messes you up, and imagine how it is for these kids, because. It's just, you're just told there's no bullying. We have zero bullying tolerance. We have a zero tolerance for bullying. And that's it. That's all you need to know. No bullying. And if you get caught bullying, you, come here, you two. And typically, the two, even the victim ends up getting suspended because you got caught fighting. And that messes you up even more because then you don't want to get in trouble, man. You don't want to get in trouble. So then you try to avoid it and not get into a fight with your bully, and your bully keeps provoking. What do they care, man? I mean, they're going to get in trouble, and they know they're going to get in trouble. They don't care. But then the kid that does care and doesn't want to get in trouble, they're going to do everything that they can not to get in trouble, and so then, they get put in a bad position and pushed around, and they get the ever-living crap beat out of them, and then they don't fight back because they don't want to get in trouble. It messes you up, man. But this kid, Alyssa, it looks like she's got her head on straight. And she's not going to give them that satisfaction. As for student B over in Fordyce, I hope, he gets the love and confidence and everything that he needs to get his head on straight and go back into school and just face it straight on and go, whatever, man, that's in the past. I'm here for the future. I'm not going to give you that satisfaction. So, I hope student B also has the family and friends and everything to be able to get in, mentally, prepared. Yeah, that's it, man. You got to get mentally prepared, man. Where's my thing, man? Where is it? What'd I do with it? There it is. Nope. Oh, where'd it go, man? Come on. It's been so long since I've used it that, wow, I don't even see it. What, really? It's just gone. Oh, my goodness. It is. It's gone. It's not even there anymore. I still got the fight bell, though. But I don't have the Rocky. Where'd the Rocky go? Well, anyhow, that's, yeah. There you go. One for the Gipper. There you go. Give it one for the Gipper there. Yeah, get all hyped up, pumped up, psyched up and everything. Yeah, start ripping locker doors off the lockers and everything. Yeah, start smashing stuff and get out there. Rah. You got to get pumped, man. Don't give your bully the satisfaction that not only did they beat you down physically, but they got in your head, man. Don't give them free rent. All right, we got the round table coming up here in less than 2 minutes. I do believe, Carrie's here in the studio. She's here. So we'll get into that, and we'll talk about your agriculture stuff here, and especially with the new season coming up. So that's going to be a lot of fun. Real quick, though, Arkansas State Police visit Hope High School, and they came out and gave the students a little glimpse of career opportunities in the Arkansas State Trooper policey stuff that they do. I don't know. They came out and they showed off some stuff. They showed off some gear. They showed off some some tools of the trade and stuff. Even brought a dog out and everything. Too bad they didn't give him little helicopter rides. That would have been fun. But anyhow, they came out and they showed off about career opportunities and things like that they could get with being an Arkansas State Trooper. It was Troop G, as in Gordon, Corporal David Hamilton, and the Corporal Bernard Petit presented videos about the ASP Academy, which followed recruits through the rigorous qualifications training to become ASP Trooper, and specifically officers and Troop G ASP drug unit, and which Petit oversees. Corporal Hamilton also gave a tour of the ASP patrol car, while Corporal Petit got students acquainted with the ASP Troop G Drug K9. And the program is sponsored by the Hope High School Air Force Junior Reserves Office Training Corps units. And I don't know if we have one here. Back home, we used to have one where it was like a cadet or something like that, but we had it to where teens between the ages of 18 and 21 could be a cadet or something, kind of like junior ROTC, but they would do it with the police department. And basically just they'd be in full uniform, and they wouldn't get a gun, though, but they'd be full uniform and everything, and get to do stuff the cops do and all that. So, and they were basically, there to do a job, but it was like a junior ROTC, so as they got that training and the time in and everything, that actually went towards their career if they decided to hire on later on. All right, it is 7:20. We got to get into the round table. Up next, News Talk 92 KBEU.
You are invited to Daffodil Festival Like 2022 in Camden on March 11th and 12th from 10 a.m. until 4 p.m. each day. Enjoy the Daffodil Stroll at Grace Hill, Oakland Cemetery Walk, costumed reenactors at the historic McCullum Chittister House with house tours of the museum and grounds, events on the trace, kids activities, food and limited vendors. The Ouachita County Historical Society events will coincide with Daffodil Festival activities. Events are $5 for adults and $3 for kids. Visit CamdenDaffodilFestival.com for more details. Paid for in part by the Camden A&P Commission.
CareLink, Central Arkansas's area agency on aging, strives to alleviate the stresses family caregivers experience when caring for older loved ones by providing services such as home care and Meals on Wheels in Central Arkansas. Learn more about helping a parent or grandparent at carelink.org or by calling 372-5300 or toll free at 800-482-6359. This message brought to you by CareLink, the Arkansas Broadcasters Association, and this station.
Good morning, boys and girls. Let's go ahead and check out and see what we're going to feed you for a Friday. Because we got to feed you at least a little bit, right? We're going to start things off in Bearden. For breakfast, it's muffin, fruit, and juice. Lunch in Bearden, barbecue pulled pork and chips, coleslaw, and fruit. Out in Hampton, breakfast is pancake on a stick or a blueberry muffin and graham crackers. You'll get fruit and then milk or juice. Lunch in Hampton, fish sticks for the elementary, fish sandwiches for the high school. French fries, pork and beans, coleslaw, and fruit. Out in Harmony Grove, look like for your Friday. Breakfast is a muffin and fresh fruit. Lunch is going to be chili Frito pie with cheese. Oh, I love it. Raw carrots, steamed broccoli, because that goes real good with Frito chili pie. Chilled pears, and fresh fruit. Tell you what, the alternative today is a burger and fries. All right? Go with the alternative. Canton Fairview pre-K breakfast look like it's going to be a blueberry muffin, fruit assortment, and milk. K through 5, blueberry muffin, fruit assortment, orange juice, apple juice, and milk. And middle and high school, your choice. Pop-Tarts, cereal, blueberry muffin.
GI Day.
Hug a GI Day is a holiday to honor and appreciate our men and women in the U.S. military.
Give me a hug.
You mean hug me, hug me.
Bring it in. Let's hug this out. Let's hug it out. Let's hug it out.
Hug a GI Day. Give me a hug.
Let us begin. Well, it's Hug a GI Day.
Yesterday was National Anthem Day, and now we're going to go hugging around on GIs?
Well, yeah.
That's a great way to get flipped and thrown on the floor.
Well, you got to pay attention.
I mean, you can't just run up on a, what if they got PTSD? And you just go run up on them and give them hugs.
Wake up!
And then next thing you know, man, they're having flashbacks and everything, and they're in the defense mode because you're like, hot time!
Yes, there's Doc Bryce, everybody.
I'm just saying, man, when it comes to dealing with law officers, they're very, I don't want to say paranoid, but very jumpy. Jumpy, that would be it.
Well, yeah, but, that doesn't necessarily mean all GIs are law enforcement officers.
No, but they can be jumpy, though.
They can be jumpy.
So, and if you don't know them, then you don't know if they have jumpy issues.
Well, I promise you come trying to hug up on me, I'll probably shoot you.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm just saying.
Well, if you go over there to Camden Police Department and you just kind of hang out, over there, and just, let them know you're there.
Yeah.
Blend in and everything. They know you're there.
Sure.
But all you got to do is just come up behind one of them and go, boo. And the coffee all over the uniform and everything, and,
Well, you really need to sneak up behind them on a corner.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and then just kind of hug them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'll get you shot.
Miss LaWanda loves that.
I bet she does.
Yeah, hey, everybody go and hug Miss LaWanda today.
She gonna.
If she sees you on the street, you just run up and hug her.
She gonna get you today, man. You are on her target list. Things to do today. Get JJ.
Yeah. I was told I had a brake light out, so now, here I am. I haven't made it over to the auto parts store
give
yet.
It away. Why don't you?
Oh, yeah. Hey, I want them to know up front. I already know. You don't need to stop me.
Oh, okay. So now they're like, okay, challenge accepted.
There you go. Guess who's going straight to the auto parts store when he leaves the studio today? Carrie Weatherford, everybody.
Good morning.
Morning, Carrie. How are you?
I'm doing just wonderful. How about yourself?
Yeah, wait.
Have you noticed the daffodils have bloomed?
Yes, not all of them have. I still have some at home that are working on it.
Well, they're confused right now. There's 20 degrees at night, 84 during the day. They don't know what to do.
It's kind of like the committee.
Yes.
The Daffodil Committee.
Yeah, they don't know what to do either because it's like, it's 20
so,
degrees, 84. What are we supposed to do?
Well, apparently we're going to go ahead and have a festival.
Well, guys, if y'all look at the Daffodil Festival, we have it consistently the same week, and sometimes daffodils have already bloomed and gone down, and sometimes the daffodils haven't even bloomed yet. So it's only so much they can do on planning a time.
It puts a damper on the daffodil tours, okay?
when they won't come out.
When they won't show up, but... it is a great festival that is, we're going to do Daffodil Light.
Yes.
Daffodil Light.
It just always amazed me out of the 6 years I've been here when we've done Daffodil Festival. One year it's like, they're all under snow.
Knee deep in snow.
Another year they're iced out. Another year it's pouring down rain. And
hurricane season.
And then like one year I remember it was beautiful outside.
Mm-hmm.
The weather was great. I mean, it's like, you called God and dialed it up and everything. He let you punch in the temperature on the thermostat. But the daffodils wouldn't come out.
Not everything's going to cooperate, Doc.
It's kind of like we talk about in gardening. Some of it's just luck. You get it out, and then you end up having a frost at the wrong time or some situation like that. So, but I'm really glad we're going to have it back. Our master gardeners participate in that every year, and it's a great thing for people to go to and enjoy, and normally there's something pretty to look at.
Normally.
Me, I'll be there. I'm pretty.
You're pretty, so there'll definitely be something worth looking
pretty.
at. Oh, goodness.
Watch me bloom.
Oh, my. All right, boys and girls, it's the round table. Well, we kind of went off the deep end of a cliff on that one, but
apparently.
Here, brought to you each and every weekday morning by our buddies out at Flaming Pig Barbecue. Woo! Boy, you can get you some of that good old Flaming Pig stuff. They've got this fundraiser coming up for Sandy Jillian. Now, that will be next Friday, the 11th, at the Family Dollar Old Smitty's in the parking lot over in Fordyce.
I was just there last night.
See, you should have just hung out.
And waited.
Yeah. A week. Flaming Pig would have showed up. You could have got a ride back with them.
Yeah. Saved on the gas.
They've also got the fundraiser for the Harmony Grove Prom coming up. That's going to be Friday, March 18th. So the next two Fridays are pretty much planned out for the Flaming Pig.
I don't have a date for prom.
You don't have what you? I know a guy.
I don't know. I don't want to go stag.
Well, no. I mean, you guys can dance and I mean, whatever. I don't mind. I'm not judgy.
Oh, okay.
SAU Tech. They got multiple job openings for you to have a career in higher education. You can now apply online at sautech.edu. Go to careers, then click on the job title you're interested in. After viewing a job, click the Apply tab. SAU Tech, go Rockets! St. John's Place, 1400 Highway 79, 127 bypass in Fordyce, and Washington Nursing and Rehab, 1411 Country Club Road in Camden. They're the choice for all of your rehabilitation and long-term care needs, and they provide award-winning short-term therapy services too. Learn more on their websites, WashingtonNursing.com, stjohnsplaceofarkansas.com. First Choice Family Care, 476 Hospital Drive right here in Camden. Choosing the right doctor for you and your family can be stressful at best. Dr. Smith and her staff will help take the pain away from that process. Go to myfirstchoicecare.com for a new patient packet, then call 870-800-9006.
And tell them you filled it out?
Yes. You can go ahead and tell them you filled it out.
I done it now. What do I do?
Yeah. Well, you wait until 9:30, December 10th.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's the Doc Bryce scheduling. OCMC's Chemical Dependency Unit. They'd like to remind you that you're not alone. Addiction is a tough thing to get past. Make the choice to be a better you, then call 870-836-1289, 1-800-232-1289. All calls are confidential.
And you don't have to wait till December 10th.
No, they'll get you in immediately. Mitch Lowe's Body Shop, auto body and collision repair framework, glasswork and refinishing, all accidents, large or small. Mitch Lowe's can handle it all. 2025 California. You put it in the ditch, you better call Maria at Mitch Lowe's Body Shop. 837-25. I know you love that.
I do. It's like you never see it coming.
But, I try to spread it around, so. And you got to be real careful when you do it, when I'm reading it.
Uh-huh.
Because, I'm rip and read over here.
Yeah.
And if I'm not real careful, I'll screw it up.
It could become
yes,
something else.
I'm here to tell you. Everybody's Antiques down in El Dorado. You're going to find an exceptionally wide variety of antiques, gifts, and collectibles from knickknacks to sports memorabilia, new tires, trailers, and storage buildings. They buy, they sell. They've got multiple dealers in-house. Delivery service is available. Shop them online at everybody'santiques.com or call 870-875-1444. You can always do it the old-fashioned way. You can go check out their 31,000 square foot showroom in person. Corner of Bradley and West Hillsboro. I know it's a foreign concept, but you can get away with it. We're also brought to you by Camden Rural Health Services. They are a private, nonprofit corporation developed to provide affordable care to meet the primary medical and dental care needs of the folks in 8 different counties in rural South and Southwestern Arkansas. Learn more on their website, cabun.org, or call 870-798-4299. We're brought to you by Steel Deals. Steel Deals Incorporated has been serving Washita County and the surrounding area for more than 30 years. Large industrial projects, small DIY crafting needs, Steel Deals has your material needs covered. If you're doing a custom barbecue grill, a fire pit, deer stands, trailers, fences, shelves, workbenches, whatever, Steel Deals can help you out. Stop by the office today and see why the real pros go straight to the source. Steel Deals. Open Monday through Friday, 7:30 to 5, 1615 Mount Holly Road. Call 870-231-5622 and buy storage, floor, and carpet. Dependable service before and after the sale. Storage, floor, and carpet, 2004 Lorraine and El Dorado. Dial 870-862-9446. We got to take this break. You guys hang out. We'll be back.
It's time to check the Radio Works South Arkansas Community Bulletin Board.
The Pleasant Grove Cemetery Association will hold its annual meeting Saturday, March 12th at 1 p.m. at the Pleasant Grove Baptist Church. Those who have family members buried there are asked to attend. The church is located at 1065 North Calhoun Road 95. Annual meeting Saturday, March 12th at 1 p.m. at the Pleasant Grove Baptist Church.
Local sports update.
Hello, sports fans. With a look at local games and scores, I'm Kelly Blair. In high school baseball on Thursday, the Camden Fairview Cardinals defeated Longview, Texas in their season opener 5-3 in the Texarkana tournament. The Cardinals were then defeated in their next game, falling to Atlanta, Texas 10-1. The Harmony Grove Hornets won their first baseball game in the Prescott tournament, downing Hope 6-3 on Thursday. While in softball action, Camden Fairview's Lady Cardinals won their season opener over Fordyce by the score of 5-1. Camden Fairview will be back in action today when they take on the Texarkana Tigers at 1 p.m. in the Texarkana tourney. The 3-0 Harmony Grove Hornets are slated to take on Prescott at 4 p.m., while the Lady Cardinal softball team will travel to Nashville to play in their tournament. The Arkansas Razorback baseball team gets back in action today as well when the number 6 ranked Razorbacks play Southeastern Louisiana for the first time at 3 p.m. today at Baum Walker Stadium. The two teams will play a 3-game set over the weekend, with Arkansas right-hander Connor facing Lions right-hander Will Kinsler. The Diamond Hogs are 5-2 on the year, while the Lions come in 4-5 overall. Today's game will be broadcast on Fox Sports Camden 97.1 FM on your radio dial, so tune in for all the action on KAMD Fox Sports Camden. On Saturday, the Arkansas men's basketball team will wrap up their regular season when they travel to Knoxville to take on the 22-7 Tennessee Volunteers. The 24-6 Hogs defeated the Vols 58-48 just a couple of weeks ago at Bud Walton Arena, but the situation is completely different with Tennessee playing at home. Both teams are playing for a possible share of the regular season championship, as Auburn is only one game ahead of both teams in the standings. Game time for the Hogs and Vols is set for 11 a.m. and can be heard on Fox Sports Camden 97.1 FM with pregame coverage starting at 10:30. That'll wrap it up for now with your sports update. I'm Kelly Blair. I'm the best there is at what I do, and what I do is sport.
Happy Friday, boys and girls. We're expecting sunny skies throughout the day. Temperatures should reach near 79. Winds will be coming out of the southeast at around 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, partly cloudy skies and an overnight low near 55. For Saturday, 30% chance at showers afternoon. It'll be partly sunny throughout the day with a high near 77. And Saturday night, 40% chance at rain, mostly cloudy. Overnight low near 61. Out of the Radio Works Weather Center, I'm JJ. Good morning, South Arkansas. It's time for the Washita River Report for Friday, March 4th. Starting out with the river in Camden, the current gauge reading is 8.95 feet. At Thatcher Lock and Dam this morning, the current gauge reading is 77 feet. And at Morro Bay State Park, the gauge reading is 70 feet. During the 1830s, farmers cultivated land for large cotton plantations. They were dependent on slave labor. Cotton production supported new planter wealth in the antebellum years. Steamboats ran scheduled trips between Camden and New Orleans. A person could actually travel from any eastern city to the Washita River without touching land, except to transfer from one steamboat to another. The Radio Works urges you to learn more and explore your river. Reliability of this forecast is based on current and forecasted river and weather conditions from the National Weather Service in Little Rock. Y'all have a great weekend and be safe. Well, I'm over here just jawing with Kerry Weatherford and not paying any attention to what's going on. There you go. We're just talking about pigs.
Oh, yeah?
Yep.
Pigs are fun. Well, unless somebody tries to trick you into spending $650 on a pig that you don't even get to take home.
You loved that pig.
For a second.
Y'all were destined.
And then I found out that I couldn't spend any time with them. What about every other weekend?
Nope.
I spent $600.
You and your relationship with bacon just ain't going to work. No, these are feral pigs.
Oh, that's not good. I don't like them pigs.
Feral hogs. We've got an entire task force after these things.
Mm-hmm.
It's true. It's called the Feral Hog Eradication Task Force.
And some people think that that's just cruel because pigs are so, they think of like that pig, Scarlet's Web. What was that, Porky?
Yeah.
The pig in Scarlet's Web was Porky, wasn't it?
Wasn't that Wilbur?
Oh, the one with the stuttering problem?
No. I don't remember what the pig's name was.
I don't know. And then you got that
Babe.
pig, that pig over at Piggly Wiggly.
Yeah, no, we like that pig.
And he looks happy. And he's got the butcher's hat on.
Yeah.
He's got a job.
Yeah, like he ain't gonna be on the plate.
Yeah. So he's not on the menu. He's at the table.
Feral Hog Eradication Task Force. What is that all about, Carrie?
Well, feral hogs are, we started out earlier today talking just a little bit to ourselves about invasive species. Well, feral hogs are an invasive species. They are, they're feral because that means that they have been domesticated at one point in time. Hogs are very, very smart and very, very adaptive to different environments. And so when they end up in a situation like that, and they're out in our woods, they just continue to produce, and they don't produce one piglet. They produce multiple piglets multiple times a year. And so when you end up with that kind of breeding and that kind of increase in bringing this animals into the world, and they adapt so well, they don't die as easy, we have an invasive problem, and they cause, I would have to look into it, but I would say a minimum of millions of dollars worth of damage to our property every year.
Well, and they're also a problem when you're out, doing your forestry when you're out in the deer woods.
Well, that's right, and that's why I say they cause damage, because they cause damage to young trees. They are.
They knock over your feeder.
They knock over your feeder. They take money away from you because you're feeding them.
Right. No, I wasn't trying to feed them. I was trying to feed Bambi.
But they also mess up pastures. So in those pastures, I know everybody thinks, if you're not a producer, you think, well, it's just a big field of grass. Well, no, those producers are putting money, time, and effort, thousands of dollars into those pastures, and then the hogs are coming out and tearing it, rooting it up. And so it's a lot of money and a lot of problems that they cause.
Well, I got some numbers for you, because I know you love numbers.
Well, you're good at pulling them up, so that's great.
All right. Well, actually, they just sent it to me. So, feral hogs are found in 39 states and may carry at least 45 bacteria, diseases, and parasites, including pseudorabies and brucellosis. Nationally, feral hogs are estimated to cost more than $2 billion in damages each year. In Arkansas, the latest survey by the U.S. Department of Agriculture estimated that feral swine cause at least $41 million in agriculture damages every year, including $34 million in damages to soybeans, corn, cotton, wheat, hay, pecans, and rice, and $7.3 million in damages to livestock.
Yes.
So, they're not just tearing up the land.
No, they're not just tearing up the
They're
land.
hurting the livestock, too.
Well, they're taking away food from the livestock. They may be passing along diseases. If you have a hog producer and they get in the area, they can pass along diseases that your swine haven't had an opportunity to be inoculated for, or can't be inoculated for. And you end up with issues there as well.
Well, now we're a nation that loves bacon.
We are.
All right.
I don't know about you, but I do.
Doc, you all right over there?
Oh yeah, I'm fine.
We're a nation that loves bacon.
Yeah, we do.
And we like ham.
And we even like fake bacon too, just so we can savor that flavor.
Yeah, dude, I like bacon rawhide. I can chew on it.
I like bacon lozenges. When I get that cough.
Well, my whole point here is
one I've not heard of before.
My whole point here is, how can pigs be a problem?
Yeah, why are we eating these pigs?
There was a shortage of putting food in the grocery store.
Right, and the food's just running amok.
Yes. I'm just thinking,
why is this food not on my burger?
It's a whole lot like this whole Russian-Ukraine oil thing, all right? It's simple.
Yeah.
Don't buy the oil from Russia. All right, it's simple. You turn the Keystone Pipeline back on. Simple. All right, problem solved.
Yeah, right.
All right, we ain't got to go over there. We ain't got to go to war. We ain't got to do nothing. We don't even have to pay shipping and handling on the oil anymore.
We just
it's just good. Yeah,
we just flood the market with more oil.
So, if we can do all of that, why can't we solve this little bitty pig problem?
Because it's not a little bitty pig problem, and we can solve it. We can solve it by trapping pigs. We can solve it by being more specific in our hunting. A lot of people love to go hunt. They take their dogs out, and they take their dogs out, and they have these very unique ways of hunting. It sounds scary to me, but I know it's always fun and having an adrenaline rush and everything. But
there's nothing like a 900-pound pig with horns and tusks running after you. You look like horns, all right?
They can.
Once they come up your butt with it, it doesn't matter what it is.
So when you're looking at what has even contributed more, we talked about the fact that swine can reproduce up to 3 times a year, and every time they reproduce that 3 times a year, they can, I think, on average, they give out around like 6 piglets a year. Now that's not what we have in a commercial herd,
6 to 9, but feral hogs
that actually are going to survive out there as young animals is even less. But when you get to a smaller number, but even that 3 times a year, and then by the end of the year, you have another. All of those piglets of at least the first litter are reproducing again, and so you have a production issue that they're continuing to reproduce and reproduce and reproduce. And nothing stops them. And then we have some hunters, now I will say it is illegal, but people relocate. They trap hogs, they have a blast trapping hogs, and they relocate them where they can hunt them later. That has contributed to the spread of our hogs. So we can stop that for one thing. And when you do trap, hogs are very, very smart. When you trap and get into, or when you go hunting and you get into a sounder, those hogs become gun shy. They become human shy. And so they're even harder to get rid of because you're probably not going to be hunting those hogs again. They're going to move. If they have a way to move, they're going to move. They can eat something somewhere else.
Well, they get their stuff to go anyway.
Yes. And then a lot of people, they really want to help, so they go out there and they trap one pig. Well, a sounder is a group of pigs. It's a family group. And when you trap one of them, the rest of them saw it get trapped and now are afraid of traps. If they say anything that looks like a fence or looks like the trap that you had, they're no longer going to go anywhere near that. If they smell you there, they're no longer going to go anywhere near that. So you might get lucky and trap another young animal, but you're not going to trap the sounder. You're going to trap just a few, and the rest of them are still there to breed and teach their young not to go near those traps. So what we do is we trap an entire sounder at one time. And if anybody in the community wants to work on trapping, I can get a trap to Ouachita County and I can help you trap your sounders. So if you're having problems, please give us a call and let us do that. But we can get a trap. There's several traps within the state of Arkansas that are the extension services to utilize. And basically what I ask of a producer or a client in the woods that has a hog problem is that they handle the baiting, and they have to handle the I just lost my word. Euthanasia of the animals.
Okay.
Use the appropriate wording.
So they got to provide the bullets
and the firearm in which to utilize.
I got you.
I'm not allowed to do that.
22 shells are cheap. Well,
Yes.
they used to be.
Yes, and there's a rule on how we do that and everything like that. But what we'll do is we'll trap for a little while, make sure that we know all the hogs in the sounder, and we're getting them, and then we'll move them where we can get the trap to it. Because if they're out deep in the woods or on a really not flat part of your pasture, then we can't get the trap there. But the hogs will follow the corn. And so we'll get their hogs where we want them, get them there consistently. And then we'll set up the trap over a course of 2 to 3 days. And then the trap will sit until your entire sounder is really, really big. And we'll let it sit overnight, and it'll ring alarms on my phone in the middle of the night. It's real fun. I'll be one tired county agent before it's all said and done. But every time those hogs come in, it alerts me on my phone and tells me there are hogs there, and I'll count. I'll say, okay, they said they had 24 on camera the other night. There's only 23 in here. I'm not gonna trap them yet. And I wait till that last one comes in, and then we trap.
So that way we get all of them at once, and then we're able to go ahead and stop that cell. That
entire sounder is gone. There's no one educated. There's no one continuing to produce. So we've taken care of an entire sounder, and we haven't educated anyone of what this trap is. If you have another sounder close by, it may be a situation we can move them right into the same trap, depending on how the sounders run. I've heard of 2 sounders taken in the same trap. They were baited at the same location and taken a day or 2 apart. So it's all dependent on your speed of euthanasia, and it's dependent on your trapping techniques. But getting the whole sounder is your goal. There are times that you do shoot. A lot of people like to shoot hogs. The deer camp I grew up going on has a rule. You see it, you shoot it if it's a hog. That's not necessarily the best situation. If you're seeing a male group, that might be an opportunity. You're going to have a harder time trapping them. And so that might be a situation where you need to shoot them. But if you're seeing a sounder, multiple hogs like that, you're really your best bet's going to be to trapping. There are times that you'll have a bachelor male that you need to shoot or something like that. But there are things we do for fun that really do impact a huge financial issue in the state.
Absolutely. And, hogs is just one of them. Now, we've also got the CWD that has moved its way down here.
Actually, that's gone.
Yeah, they did a bunch of tests.
Joe Biden cured that one too, huh?
They did. They did the tests and stuff here just recently.
Right,
and
yeah.
CWD's gone from South Arkansas. Biden cured it.
Well, go Brandon.
He fixed the COVID.
Yeah, COVID's cured. I mean, we're done with
gone,
that.
CWD's gone. I mean, I don't feel like I have anything left to live for now.
I've got nothing left to complain about, right?
No. That's what I live for, something to complain about.
Yes.
Take that away from me, what am I living for?
There you go.
On another note.
Yeah. All right, so, if you guys are interested in learning more about feral hog removals and what the county extension office can do to help with this situation, because I do know that it is a situation for people out there.
Yes, it's a major situation, and if anybody needs help, whether it's through recommendations or getting a trap out and taking and getting that taken care of, I ask you to call me. This is a problem because there is this. You mentioned the task force earlier, and the task force has indicated certain counties being a primary problem more so than other counties.
No, we're not in that primary
we're not in that
problem
primary.
yet.
We're not in that primary problem. We have a lot of hogs. We have that problem, but we're not in those target areas. So we don't have a county trapper. We don't have some other things that some of these other counties do have. But we still need to take care of the hog problem, and part of that is education. And there's, y'all, the videos out there that the traps have videos, and you can video the trapping. That is like the best educational resource I can give somebody on trapping hogs is showing them a trapped hog, showing them a trap sounder. So if you have a problem, don't wait. Give me a call. Let's work together on it. I can help you, and you can help me too. Yes, I'm a state employee. No, I'm not going to get in your business. So just give me a call, 870-231-1160.
We'll help you work it out.
There you go.
All right. Now, we were also talking about trees.
Yeah.
All right, because, if there's one thing I can promise you when you're out hunting hogs is they're going to chase you up a tree eventually. All right? I mean, it's just the way it is. Yeah. You're going to end up in a tree. All right? Your gun probably still going to be down on the ground because you're stupid. But, that's another story all the way around. Speaking of trees, though.
Yeah, speaking of trees.
You wanted to talk about Bradford pears.
Bradford pears.
Bradford pear trees. Now, it's my understanding that you can't eat a Bradford pear.
No. I mean, I guess if there's any fruit on it, I guess you could, but no, there's really nothing there to eat.
Now, why would I want to put a fruit tree out that don't make fruit?
Because they're very pretty ornamentals.
Uh-huh.
And that's what a lot of people utilize them for is that's, I mean, you see a lawn that has these big pretty trees, it's like, to me, it's like the crepe myrtles and the Bradford pears. That's what everybody loves to line a property line with. And crepe myrtles, great, do it. Choose the right ones for your situation. That's the biggest problem with them. But on Bradford pears, they only have a lifespan of like 12 to 15 years. They are considered an invasive species. When we first brought Bradford pears into Arkansas or into the country, I believe, they thought that they were sterile. and so they weren't going to impact any kind of issues. Well, they don't breed to each other, but they breed to all those other wild pairs that are out in the woods.
Now we're still talking about trees, right?
Yes.
Okay. Doc, are you with me on this?
Yeah, trees. Got it. I thought we was talking about.
Well, no, we're talking about trees that are in the forest breeding.
Right. I thought we was talking about somebody else we know breeding. It shouldn't be breeding.
Yeah. Well, no.
Anyway.
Thought we was using code. I thought we was using code there for a little bit.
Well, no, I'm still trying to picture the whole trees breeding thing. I mean,
pollen floating in the air, that kind of thing. And
there's a Disney movie about that.
That's why we need to spray them with water. You need to hose them down.
Hose them down.
Hose down them trees, because if you hose them down, that pollen won't sit there and be
airborne. You keep that pollen, from falling.
That pollen from falling.
You got to keep the pollen from falling.
And going up your nose.
With a rubber hose. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, that sounds good. Well, while you're spraying your tree with water to keep the pollen from going anywhere, one of the other downfalls to a Bradford pear is that they're pretty brittle plants. They don't stay as strong and as sturdy as other trees that you might have in your yard. So you have a tree that you plant in your yard. It's not good for but only 12 to 15 years. They say with perfect weather, 20 years. So you have this tree that you won't. It won't be there forever. You're gonna have to tear it down, cut it down.
You're gonna have to retire the tree. Give it a retirement party.
You're gonna have to retire.
Get
it's not gonna be
watch.
one of these beautiful oaks that you pass down to your grandkids. It's not gonna last any time at all, and it's causing problems in the woods.
The rate I'm living is it's your problem now. Okay, so that's how
you
got to
retire the tree, get it a watch, a cake, and then 401k and
that's a pain.
That just makes me not want the tree.
Working on retirement for a tree is just a pain. You want a tree that's going to survive longer than that.
So you're telling me that Bradford trees or Bradford pears are a problem?
Yes, those pears that are out in our woods that they'll breed with, and contribute to overgrowth of different varieties of pears that are wild, thorny, and cause thickets in our woods. When we have thickets and it's overclosed, too tight, there's no light flow to the ground, and we lose some of the other growths that we could have to the ground. It's interfering with the natural species, with the native species that we have here. So I'm not telling you to go cut down your Bradford pears.
Oh no! What I took away from this was
they're deviant trees.
We need to kill all the trees in the forest.
Yeah.
And shoot all the pigs.
Yeah.
No, shoot all the pigs. Now, were you listening to anything I said to you?
Yes, them trees are deviant.
Not really, but
them are naughty trees. Always creeping on the other trees.
We're gonna get a switch after them.
Yeah.
We're gonna trap the hogs, and we're not gonna plant any more Bradford pears. We're gonna find some good alternatives.
We're gonna trap the trees.
I'd like to see you do that.
We can sneak up on them. Okay?
You probably could. You might even be able to climb
I
one.
promise you, I'm gonna catch that tree by surprise.
See, then you can say that you found one, and then your friend will be like, well, how do you know? And it'll be like, look, tree droppings.
Yeah. They're close.
They're close. I'm tracking them. They're tree droppings.
Carrie Weatherford, everybody.
Yeah. So.
Have you ever seen tree droppings?
Yeah, I have lots of them. Have you ever heard of leaves?
Yeah. Well, no, I was thinking more about them logs that they keep dropping.
Yeah, those too.
That's just me, okay?
Had a lot of luck, a lot of rain, the whole thing might fall down. You never know.
Whole new meaning to using tree bark. So.
Yes, that is a new meaning. So anyway, we're going to trap our pigs, and we're not going to plant any more Bradford pears.
We're going to shoot our trees and burn our pigs.
Yeah.
Whatever you say.
Pig smells good when it's roasting on a fire.
Well, that's what I'm talking about, all right?
Well, and y'all, I don't know.
Now, can we eat these feral pigs?
Yes, we can eat feral pigs.
Well, then why aren't we eating these feral pigs?
Why are we eating the store-bought pigs?
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay, so they do recommend some certain cooking methods and making sure that feral pigs, because they do have some diseases that they're prone to. You do need to make sure that you're fully cooking them. You need to make sure that it might.
It's only good to cook these pigs using Bradford pear trees.
No, what I'm going to do, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go get my feral pig. I'm just going to take it over to Clifton, over at Flaming Pig. It's in the name,
Oh,
right there.
Yeah, there you go.
He's going to look at you and say, there's not enough fat in this thing.
Whoosh.
Have y'all ever had a feral pig to eat?
Yes.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, I have. It's very lean.
To me, it tastes more like a beef.
Oh, it sounds like it's gamey.
No, it's not so
gamey.
It's not so gamey, but it is tough.
It can be. It can be. Well, you cook it slow. You roast it. You cook it nice and slow. To do it, and I mean very slow at a low temperature, but you get it all the way cooked through. There are males out there that you're just not gonna eat because you want to walk up to them, you smell them, and it's their urethra stays in their sheath as they get older, and it may not come all the way out, and so their skin soaks up their urine. And
that's just nasty. I don't want pickled pig.
That's how they attract the ladies, though.
It does contribute to that. Can contribute to that. So when a male gets to be a certain size, there's just no interest in having. And me personally, on a feral swine, all I want is the tenderloin, the backstrap, if you will, and the hams. I have no interest in any other part of a feral hog. They're not fed to fatten up.
You know, that makes me think of guys at the bar who tinkle on themselves and think they're attracting women who are drunk.
Was that you?
No, that wasn't me.
That is Doc Bryce at YesRadioWorks.com.
Well, she said because, you know, the male pigs, you know, the urethra and the
Yeah, I understand what she said, and then there's what you said.
No, it's like I've seen some guys who do that same thing. They'll tinkle on themselves and think they're attracting women at the bar. Hey, baby.
They're sorely mistaken.
Yes, I don't think that's going to work.
No.
Well, they're drunk. I can't tell you what they're thinking, but it seems to work for them because they always do it.
Okay, then. That's one of them pickup techniques that I just must have missed when I was growing up.
Well, you see a lot when you're DJing in the bars.
Yeah, I'm sure there's stuff you can't unsee, so, yeah.
But, yeah, so there's... I don't even know where we were, so I'm lost.
I was somewhere on a boat that day.
You're talking about the pigs are the male pigs are just too lean and not good.
Well,
and the food.
It's
You're
just
talking
gotta
about
be,
the food.
You got to cook it all the way, and some of it it does not taste like the same kind of pig that you get at the restaurant.
But you were saying that
you get at the Walmart.
The food that they eat though affects the meat. Is what you were saying.
Well, yeah. So they're not getting fed corn.
Right.
They're not getting fed things that are going to add that fat and that marbling. So it's not going to taste like the pig you guys are used to if you've not had feral swine. And then you can't play around with a pig. It needs to be cooked correctly and completely cooked. And you don't, when you clean a pig and you're trying to get the meat, you need to be wearing gloves, not touching the hog. So there's a whole different ball game with cooking it. It's not just, let me go shoot a hog or cut a hog's throat and
stick a stick through it and put it on a spit.
Yeah, there's more to it than that. So and the flavor is different. I personally enjoy it, but I figured out how I like to cook it, and I don't do it very often because it's kind of a pain.
There you go. All right. If you want to learn more about the feral hog issue, you can always give Carrie a call.
870-231-1160.
Believe it or not, this was an important topic, okay? I mean, it really
very
was.
Important.
So, I don't want to hear y'all's, I can't believe I'm talking about pigs for 30 minutes. Yes, it's an issue. And then the Bradford pears, if you want to learn more about that, you can also reach Carrie at
870-231-1160. And I'm not saying go cut down your pear trees. I'm saying don't plant any more. I can give you some suggestions on other trees to plant that'll be just as pretty.
There are plenty of other fruit-style trees.
I like the dogwood. That would be my replacement for.
Do a mulberry or something.
So you're saying we should spay and neuter our trees?
Spay and neuter your trees.
All right.
Shoot your hogs.
Okay.
It's the round table, everybody. Gary Weatherford, yeah.
Is that a service that the Arkansas?
They come right out and shoot your pigs.
Division of Agriculture can provide. Do they have a clinic where I can?
Carrie Weatherford says
we can help track.
Get my tree spay or neutered.
Well, She is steadily saying, "Oh no, you ain't throwing me under."
Do I need to bring my tree in, or do y'all come out?
You know what? You have fun and figure that one out on your own. And when you do it, you just let me know.
They'll come and see everybody else, but you got to bring yours in.
I got to bring
there you go. Bring
in.
your tree in. Bring your tree in. We'll have that conversation.
It's the Roundtable, boys and girls, brought to you each and every weekday morning by our very own friends out at the Flaming Pig Barbecue. Do not show up with Clifton and expect to hand him a feral hog and say, "Do this," okay? Yeah, no, he's not going to do that. If it was that simple, he'd be going and getting them himself.
Boy, he sure would save a lot of money. Have you seen the prices he's paying?
Boy, I'm here to tell you.
Cheese and rice.
If you're interested in catering, the Flaming Pig is available for that, 818-5984. They've also got a couple of fundraisers coming up. Let's see. The next one is going to be next Friday, it looks like, 11 to 2 out at the Family Dollar, the old Smitty's, in the parking lot in Fordyce. 11 to 2. This is a fundraiser for Sandy Gilliam. Sandy needs a little help, so there you go. She passed away back in February, and her family needs a little bit of help. So give them a whatever. Go by there and get you a plate. $10 per plate, barbecue sandwich plates. Let's see. They'll also be out at the Harmony Grove School District for their 2022 Harmony Grove Prom fundraiser. That'll be a fundraiser lunch Friday, March the 18th, 10:30 to 2. We're brought to you by SAU Tech. Learn more by going to sautech.edu. Click on the Jobs tab, and you'll find all sorts of jobs. They're hiring, man. Go Rockets. St. John's Place, 1400 Highway 79167 bypass in Fordyce, and Washington Nursing and Rehab, 1411 Country Club Road in Camden. Call up St. John's at 870-352-2104 and Washington Nursing and Rehab, 836-4111. First Choice Family Care, 476 Hospital Drive in Camden. Choosing the right doctor for you and your family can be stressful. Let Dr. Smith and her staff take the pain away from that process. Go to myfirstchoicecare.com for a new patient packet, then call them 870-800-9006. OCMC's Chemical Dependency Unit, reminding you that you are not alone. Addiction is a tough thing to get past. Make the choice to be a better you. Get the help you need. Call 870-836-1289, 1-800-232-1289. All calls are confidential. Mitch Lowe's Body Shop, auto body collision repair, framework, glasswork, and refinishing. If you put it in the ditch, you better call Mitch at Mitch Lowe's Body Shop, 837-2560. We're brought to you by Everybody's Antiques in El Dorado. You're going to find an exceptionally wide variety of antiques, gifts, and collectibles out there. Shop them online, everybody'santiques.com, or call 870-875-1444. Swing by a corner of Bradley and West Hillsboro and check out the 31,000 square foot showroom featuring more than 120 booths. We're brought to you by Cabin Rural Health Services. For more information on Cabin, go to their website, cabun.org, or just give them a call, 870-798-4299. They help you out with your primary medical and dental care needs. And, yeah, they're there to help. Cabin Rural Health. Steel Deals Incorporated, they've been serving Washita County and the surrounding area for more than 15 years. You can learn more about them by stopping by 1615 Mount Holly Road right here in Camden, or just give them a call, 870-231-5622. If you're building a custom barbecue grill, fire pit, deer stand, kennel, pig trap, whatever, they can help you out with that. Go by there and see their DIY experts. All right, yeah, they don't like it when I call them DIY experts. But anyway, you can go by there and see them. All right, 231-5622. And we're brought to you by Stories Floor and Carpet. Quality you can count on since 1958. Financing is available with approved credit. They've got a variety of flooring in stock if you need it in a hurry at Stories Floor and Carpet, 2004 Lorraine in El Dorado. Carrie, thank you very much for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
We always appreciate you and the wonderful information you brought.
It was fun.
Well, I mean, hey, remember, go trap a pig today.
Pigs, plural.
Pigs, yeah. Don't just take one.
That's right.
Yeah, because they're smart.
That's right.
They're wily.
God.
Like a coyote.
Mm-hmm.
Doc, what you got?
Well, I got some Glenn Beck coming up. Well, actually, Glenn Beck in progress right now.
Oh my God, who cares?
Those who are interested in the war in the Ukraine and stuff.
I see.
That thing's still going on, by the way.
It's not over yet?
No, it's not over yet. No.
All right. You guys hang out. We'll be back.
Your name here. News Talk 92 KBEU Bearden. News Talk for South Arkansas. News Talk 92 KBEU.
I mean, if you've tried everything else, man, I know it's tough. You're like, really? This clown on the radio is going